Hi guys and welcome to this video. Before we start designing the presentation, let's see some of the tips which you should keep in mind before you design a presentation. Now, you must be thinking why having presentation skills is important or why is it given so much importance across the globe. According to a survey, 70% of the employed respondents say that presentation skills are critical for career success, and the rest 30% don't know it yet, which means that having good presentation skills is very important. But designing the presentation is much more important. So let's see what are the designing tips that we need to implement to make our presentation look good. The first one is keeping in mind the golden rule of 10-20-30. It's quite simple. A presentation should have 10 slides, last no more than 20 minutes, and contain no smaller fonts than 30 points. So let's talk about the design aspects here, which is 10 slides or less, and font size shall be bigger than 30. No normal person can understand and retain more than 10 concepts in the course of a meeting. Instead of bombarding the audience with too many slides, one should keep the presentation short, crisp, and to the point. Smaller font size interferes with the readability, and so your font size should not be less than 30 points. It will make it much easier for the audience to read what is written in the slide. Since the font is readable to all the audience, whether they are sitting in the front or back, they will pay more attention to what is being said by the speaker rather than what is being shown in the slide. Applying these rules are easier said than done, and it is an added challenge altogether. But it is always better to start practicing these and see the difference in your design eventually. Now, as I stated to use only 10 slides to keep the presentation short and crisp, it doesn't mean filling those slides with too much text. Which brings me to the next point, which is adding minimal texts. One should only add that text to the slides which convey the actual message. Your audience is not interested in reading paragraphs from the slides. As it is said, less is more. Use the same concepts here as well. Convey your message with less words on the slide. This will actually help your audience to relate what your point will be about and pay more attention to what you are talking rather than reading paragraphs. The next point is using high quality photographs in your presentation. Photographs is one of the best ways to make your presentation look really good, but it is also one of the best ways to make it look not appealing. For example, compare the left slide with the right one. See the difference? The images in the right slide is unique, attractive, and creative. Don't get stuck in a pattern of using stock art when you can use free high-quality photos that make a much stronger visual statement. The best place to get good quality photos is unsplash.com. These are a few pointers you need to keep in mind before you start designing a presentation. Of course, there are a lot more things to keep in mind, but for now, let's start practicing with these 3 pointers. Let's look at them again. First, golden 10-20-30 rule, which states 10 slides, 20 minutes, and font size less than 30. Second, having minimal text on the slide. And third, adding high quality images. Keeping the tips in mind, let's make a presentation using Canva. Choose the presentation design. Let's design the first slide. Your first slide needs to address the problem or title of the presentation. Let's say this presentation is about public speaking. So our title will be Public Speaking. Go to Text, add a heading and rename it to Public Speaking. Let's choose a suitable font. And increase the size. Let's add a good background. You can choose the background from photos and type public speaking. Any one of these. Or you can choose it from the project file. So go to upload, upload an image, project file, presentation, and select the picture. Add it to the design. Now, as you see here, the text is not visible completely and it's not readable at all. So what we can do is add a film kind of thing to our background. so that our text is readable to the audience. So go to Elements, Shapes, and choose this square shape. Click on it and add it to the design, and fill the slide completely with the shape. Now, all you have to do is reduce the transparency to see the magic happen. So click on this button which says Transparency and reduce it. Now you can see the background and the text clearly. But this brown tint doesn't go well with our design. So let's change the color to black. And now this looks really good for the first slide. You can also add lines above and below the text. Something like this. To add another slide, click on this plus sign on top right corner of the design, and there it is, our slide number 2. We don't want this picture, so click on it and delete. It's very important to have one template for all the other slides to make it look good. So what you can do is add another background on this slide. Choose anyone from the photos. You can also add the tinted film again on this one, but we'll be adding a gradient fill. So go to Elements, Gradients, and choose this one. Increase its size so that the entire design is covered. Just like this. Change the color to black and grey. Add a heading to it. You can copy the text from the previous slide and paste it on this one. Resize it a bit. Rename it as Why is it important? An important part of presentation is also stating the facts and figures. This will make your audience understand that your presentation is backed by a survey or organization of which the facts are. You can represent that data in form of a graph or chart. So where can you find the graphs? Click on Elements, and under Charts, you will find a lot of things. We have bar graph, row graph, line graph, area graph, pie charts, and donut charts. You can use any of these to represent the facts or numerical data in your presentation. Let's choose an area graph. To edit the data on the chart, you can click on it and go to Edit just below the panel. Or you can simply double-click on the chart and you can edit it from here. Let's say this one is Leadership. The next one is Confidence. This as Motivating Others. This one as Meeting. And the last one as Fluency. And change these numbers as you want according to your data. You can add more parameters by just clicking it on the next box and typing something. You can also delete a few just by deleting the entire row. As of now, you can't delete it in one go, so you manually need to click on all the boxes in a row and delete them. You can change the color of chart from here and font sizes from here. Next few slides will be your main content. Remember not to add too much text on the slides. Keep it to the point. And at last, add a thank you slide. So let's add it here. You can copy the entire previous slide by clicking on this button on top right of the design, and you get a duplicate slide. Let's delete the chart. Align the text in the center and rename it as thank you. Increase the font size if you want. You can even present it from Canva itself by going to this option and clicking it on present. But for that you need good internet connection while you are giving a presentation. Now, why is it good to present from Canva itself? Because it gives you animation like this. Fancy, right? You can also convert the entire presentation you made on Canva to Microsoft PowerPoint. By clicking on rightmost button, you see there is the Microsoft PowerPoint option. Click on it and download. Or you can also download the PDF or JPG file by going to Downloads and choosing the file type. That was it for this video. I hope it will be helpful to you in making impressive presentations in the future. I'll see you in the next video.